All right, gang, welcome to the Keep It Metal Show right here on Rock Addict Radio. I have Owen Bryant from Electronomicon on the line. Owen, how you doing, man?
Brother Billy, I'm doing fantastic. It's a real honor that you have me on the show, and I'm really excited to talk about some of the new Ian stuff, and really excited just to be with you and spend a few hours or hour, whatever we have here, and just talk about some cool stuff, man.
Cool, man, cool. I want to thank you for calling in tonight, man. It's an honor for me.
Right on, anytime.
Cool, man. Well, let's talk about Electronomicon. Like, I know you since the MySpace days, and you're definitely a lot different now than you were back then. Could you tell us a little something about the history of the new lineup of Electronomicon?
Oh yeah, no problem. It's been about almost 2 years now that this lineup's been together. I think actually November will be a full 2 years with Diego Valdez and Juan Jose Fornes. Diego and me, let's see, we met, man, I think 5 years ago on MySpace, and that's how the whole thing began. He had played in a band, and I played a different lineup. And we thought maybe we would do a project together. And, so we talked about it for a little while, and neither one of us had free time to do anything really. So things went sour for him in a band he was in, and I had some of the same, happened to me. And it happened at the same time for both of us, so we just decided to start our project. And oddly enough, we decided to go with the name that I was already using, which is Electronomicon, and he pulled in his friend Juan Jose Fornes, and the three of us started working together. And we had another bass player that didn't work out for us, unfortunately. And three of us have continued on writing, and it's been absolutely amazing. I mean, the relationship, the traveling to Buenos Aires from the United States, recording in Buenos Aires, the brotherhood, it's just spectacular. It's the best thing in music I've ever done.
Cool, man, cool. Now, how'd you guys come up with the name Electronomicon?
There's I forget the guy's name. It's kind of a take off of what's that guy's name? Lovecraft, H.P. Lovecraft. He had the book Necronomicon.
Oh yeah,
and then, yeah. And then there's a book out there actually called the Electronomicon as well, and I forget the author's name for that. In any event, myself and a past musician and friend, we dabbling around, and we agreed to use that name, and it just sounded cool, so we went with it, and there you go. Pretty simple. It just sounded cool, so that's what happened, really.
Cool, man, cool. Now, how do you guys go about writing your song? Is it a one-person effort? Is it a group effort?
Well, I had some ideas for a song, and I sent them, using the computer and stuff. I sent them down to Buenos Aires to Juan and Diego, and they toyed around with some of the ideas that I had for one song, which was "You're in Shadows," and then they turned it into a phenomenal piece of work. It sounds completely different than the ideas I had. But the underlying groove and all that is all still there. And when I heard it, I was like, wow, it's like pretty amazing. And Juan he wrote all the other material, and then Diego does all the lyrical stuff, and Diego also wrote a song on the new album coming out. And we all have different roles, and then I do the drumming, and of course I do the marketing end of it and the managing and so forth at this point. So really we have three guys with three different roles, songwriter, lyricist, and also co-songwriter, and then kind of marketing drummer. So and we all know our roles, and we do them, and it works out fantastic.
Very cool, very cool. Now, there's a question I always throw out there. How has the internet helped Electronomicon? Because we've come so far since the days of hanging flyers on telephone poles and hoping it didn't rain before the next show. But how has it helped you guys? Because you span two continents, right?
Yes, yes. Well, the internet it is a giant telephone pole for banners. It's just a modern way of doing things, and anything can be done. So Electronomicon would not exist, surely not at this level, without the internet. I mean, I wouldn't even know Diego or Juan, and our music wouldn't be going globally like it is if it wasn't for the internet. And for us, we have a benefit more than a lot of bands do, because not only are we getting a lot of fans in the area I live in, we get them also in Buenos Aires. A strong followings in each town, so it's really cool instead of just one town. And of course, the rest of the world, it's open to any band, and it's done well for us. So I mean, even right now, I know that there's people from Australia and Buenos Aires listening to this show right now. So I think that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah. We got I know we have people from all over Europe, Sweden, England. They're
Nice.
listening tonight. Yep. So how would you describe your music to the people?
In simple terms, I think we are modern, old school, melodic hard rock. It's just melodic hard rock, but it's modern. It's like the old days, but kind of with a new, fresh twist.
Cool, man. Cool. Now, you've played a lot of live shows, man?
No, not at all, because of our locations. So, this band with a different lineup played the Rocklahoma Festival, and of course, Diego and Juan, they have two different bands down there they play live in constantly, and we're hoping that we can play live in 2013, but there's so much politics with a U.S. embassy and so forth, like in Buenos Aires. It's not so simple. It
Right.
seems like, we should get together and do a tour in the United States, but it's just not that easy. And if that were the case, we'd already be doing it.
Right.
But we have different obstacles than most bands have.
Now, how about the strangest gig you can remember playing, brother?
For myself, the
Yes.
strangest one? Well, I played in a band called Shady Character, and we had a bass player who is now deceased. And one night, we were playing at a place called Jimmy Z's in Everett, Washington. It's just north of Seattle. So the bass player in the band, his name was Bryant, and he looked out in the audience and saw a guy flirting with his girlfriend, so he thought. And the guy came up towards the front of the stage, and he grabbed his bass and swung it and broke the bass over the guy's head.
Oh.
Unfortunately, it was the wrong guy that he hit.
Oh, my God.
So that was terrible. So anyways, the cops came, they raided the place, they sprayed mace. The mace came through the fan back to the drum riser. I'm breathing all the mace. And the club owners were so cool, they dressed the bass player up like a cook. And they put him back there with all the cooks, so they didn't never know who did it. So it was kind of it wasn't cool for the guy that got hit, but it was a cool show. I mean, interesting show. How's that? It wasn't really cool, I guess.
Right. There you go.
I don't want to sound mean or violent.
Well, the first song I want to play has become a fan favorite here at Rock Addict Radio. It's I Believe. What can you tell us about it?
That song's about hope, believing in your dreams. And that comes from Diego's heart. He wrote the words for that, and it's his vision and what he wants in life, not just in music, but just in all things in life that you do. As far as Diego, Juan, and myself, as individuals and as a band, we all have that same hope. And, we think that everybody, if you believe in yourself and keep plugging away, you're soon to, have a successful dream.
Cool, man. Cool. All right, addicts, check this out. This is I Believe from Electronomicon. We'll be right back with more Owen. right, addicts. We are back with Owen Bryant from Electronomicon. Owen, how you doing, man?
I'm still doing fantastic.
Great,
It's a great day.
man. Thanks again for doing this.
Oh yeah, this is a blast.
Cool, man. Now, when did you first start playing drums, man? How long you been doing this?
Well, that would give my age away, which is fine. But I've been playing drums since I was a preteen, and I've been doing it the last 2 or 3 decades. So, yeah, that long.
Wow.
But yeah, I was trying to make it as a rock star, if you will, all through the late '80s, the early '90s. And then I left the scene for a while, and I went and did a bunch of stuff with some country artists and Christian artists and so forth. And then that just wasn't feeding my desire. So I woke up one day and thought, you know what? I think I'm going to give it another shot. And I just said, okay. I called a friend up, and I said, hey, I'm going to start a band. You want to be part of it? And he said, sure. And then, of course, we came up with the name Electronomicon, and here we are almost, November 7th will be 5 years.
Wow.
Since we were birthed for this. So, yeah, and it's been a really, really amazing ride, I mean, considering what all this band's gone through and where the members have lived, it's been a fantastic ride. Some of the things that have happened, I really can't believe, I mean, playing Rocklahoma, even though we played, a small stage and we didn't have the biggest crowd by any means, just the fact that we got our name, on that venue and for that festival was a dream come true for me.
Very cool, man.
And also, I have to do this every time because on the song "I Believe" we have a friend that plays the first lead track on that, and he's the same guy that came and played Rocklahoma with Electronomicon. His name is Tony DeLisio, and he plays for probably the best hard metal band in Seattle called Mechanism, and yeah, so I gotta give Mechanism first of all a shout out, and thank Tony DeLisio for the help he's given us.
Very cool, man. Very cool.
I didn't mean to stray from the question.
No, man, that's
kind of
cool.
led there.
Very cool, man. How about the first song you can remember learning to play?
Let's see. Well, the very first song. Well, my first 8-track tapes. I got 2 8-track tapes. Christmas morning, my grandmother gave them to me, and I'm gonna say it was '77, but it was Three Dog Night, the Joy to the World 8-track, and then of course Alice Cooper, $1 Billion Babies. So I don't know the first song I ever tried to learn, but I know the first song that really in hard rock that really inspired me was $1 Billion Babies by Alice Cooper, and then I got Kiss Alive. And it was all over.
Yeah.
That was it for me. I saw Peter Criss. I didn't have to hear Peter Criss. I saw him, and I was like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, right?
So, there you go.
So now, who would you say your musical influences are?
I think my favorite drummer of all time, just because of diversity and just the creativity, is Alex Van Halen. To me, I don't believe in there's a best, but he's my favorite. And it inspires me the most because the creativity side of and obviously Neil Peart, is, who can deny him? Right. And the list goes on. Tommy Aldridge, Nico McBrain, Clive Burr. I like Clive Burr a lot because you can, he's much easier to apply to a drum set than a lot of other drummers, but it all sounds really, really cool. Really? Not that I play all of Clive Burr. I'm just like, geez, man. It's just, I get it, what he does.
Cool, man.
And once again, I got a friend that plays drums. He's a phenomenal drummer. His name's Saul Ashley. And he's, he inspires me a lot. And we grew up together, playing together. So, it's not just the really famous people that inspire me or do things for me musically. It's, the local scene and, musicians that I know, they play so good, and I watch them. It's almost like I'm more encouraged and more inspired when I sit in a room with them and play with them side by side. It really just, I don't know, it's like one-on-one, and it's really fun. Cool. So I really get inspired by unfamous people, I think, more than I do the famous ones.
Oh wow, that's really cool. Really cool. Now, when you're not writing, rehearsing, doing stuff for Electronomicon, man, what do you do? What do you do for a day off? What do you enjoy doing?
Well, to be completely honest, I do Electronomicon almost every day, all day long. In marketing, doing meetings, looking for sponsorship, rehearsing. But when I do take the time off, I like to. I live across the water from downtown Seattle. I like to take the ferry over there and go over there, eat crab, see concerts, bands like Trans-Siberian Orchestra, stuff like that. I love that. And I love to go to the mountains, hiking, rivers, things like that. I really enjoy that stuff.
Cool, man, cool. Now, what's the most rock star thing that's happened to you, brother?
The story that I can't tell. Let's see. I don't know. Giving autographs, I think is, as a little kid, I never thought I really would. But when we were at Rocklahoma, I think we must have signed. I mean, probably close to 500 signatures, and probably had over 3,000 pictures taken.
Oh, wow.
That really blew me away, And then we got they put us in the in the book, the Rocklahoma book with all the big bands, and that really made me feel kind of good for a nobody. It's like, wow, that's really, really cool. And then we got a write up in Heavy Magazine in Germany, and they released 30,000 copies, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's happened a few times. And then people. I met this guy. He was friends with me on Facebook. His name is Brandon Arnold. But I met him. I never met him, but I met him at the Rising West show. Before Queensryche came out with Queensryche, the name again.
Right.
After the whole Jeff Tate thing and all that. But in any event, I went to that, and I actually met the guy there, and then ended up taking the boat back across the water to my house, and he was riding it too, and we talked for a long time, and then we got together, and then in any event, what I'm getting to is he wanted me to sign a drum head for him, to put on his collection wall, and I was like, wow, man. For me, that was pretty cool, because I never thought that would happen. I never even thought of anything like that happening, so it was kind of special for me, because he's a really nice guy. We became good friends. Cool. Yeah, it's kind of a neat moment for me.
Cool, man. Now,
in a non-arrogant way, just kind of felt good,
Right. Now, the $64,000 question, brother. Do you have any Spinal Tap moments you want to talk about?
Well, I've never stuffed my crotch. There's plenty of room. I just never have. Oh, man. I think every moment's Spinal Tap. Nothing that I can really remember in particular, other than the story I told you earlier about Shady Character with the bass being broken over the head. Right. I thought that was pretty Spinal Tap. Yeah. A little more on the violent side than humor, but still, that was pretty much off the wall.
Oh, man. Well, the next song I want to play is You're in Shadows. What can you tell us about that?
Once again, I got to partake in writing that, even though my part was minute. Those guys took it and turned it into, in my opinion, a masterpiece, and I love the song. And the song is about people that have betrayed you, and brothers, really close people that have betrayed you. And it's kind of like everything's going smooth, and behind the scenes, it's kind of like take the money and run, take the limelight and run, blah, 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 blah. Just nonsense that professional bands really don't have time for. So it's kind of dedicated to people that it's kind of a backstabbing song, directed at,
right,
the brother that stabbed you in the back. But there's always room for forgiveness now.
Cool. All right, addicts, check this out. This is You're in Shadows from Electronomicon. We'll be right back with more Owen.
Locking yourself, it's burning.
All right, addicts, we're back with Owen Bryant from Electronomicon. Brother, how's it going?
Still fantastic, even better.
Cool.
Every minute's getting better. This is a cool show, dude.
Thank you, thanks, man, and thanks for calling in tonight.
Heck yeah.
Now you have a solo CD you just put out.
It's going to be released on Halloween, October 31st, and it's titled Owen Bryant, Melodic Hard Rock Drumming 101. Just keeping it simple, and it's pretty much geared for novice drummers, intermediate drummers, so something they can play along to. And the songs, it's not like an instructional video or anything. It's a CD, and it's got songs I did in the past that were shelved with some other guys that I used to play with, and the songs got shelved for business reasons, and I think it's a real shame. So, being the copyright holder and co-writer to the songs, I thought, let's do something with these and get them out there and be useful with them. So I've decided to put 4 songs that I was co-writer on, and also I'm the copyright holder, and I decided to go ahead and put them back out there, but for a good cause. And we're going to release it on from it's going to be available at High Voltage Music, but the earnings that I get on it will go straight to charity and for dementia, and that way the music wasn't wasted.
Right,
and
cool.
It's for a good cause, and there's no point in having, I think, good music sitting on the shelf.
Right, that's very cool, brother. Very cool.
Yeah, and I'm really not at liberty to say who else was partakers of the music, because they made it very clear to leave them out of it and leave their names out of it. So with that said, I had no choice but just to call it Owen Bryant. So
right.
But when you put a lot of work into something sometimes, and you see it sitting on the shelf collecting dust, if you will, it's like, what a waste. So we could probably turn that into good. So I think what I'm doing is the right thing, and I think if there's any money to be made off of it, it'll go to a good cause.
That's
maybe it'll help.
Cool, man. That's very cool. Very cool. Good for you, man. Now, you also have a CD you're working on with Electronomicon.
Yes, it is. I will say it is almost complete. The drums are complete. The guitars and keyboards are complete. The vocals are about 90% complete. And Diego Valdez had an injury when he was young, and he had some infection problems and some problems with his leg and stuff. So he had an operation, and he got a lot of relief from the pain he's had for the last few months, which is it hasn't slowed us down at all. It's just we just taking a break so he can heal. So he had another surgery yesterday, and it turned out fantastic. So things are looking really good. He should be healed here in the next 30 days, and then he's flying to here to my house on December 9th. So it'll be a really, really awesome time. It'll be like magic, man. I can't wait to see the guy.
Cool,
that guy is my brother, man. I tell you what, we were made from the same mold. I mean, we look nothing alike. The guy's a giant, and I'm this just regular bald white guy. It's like we're the same guy, spiritually, if you will. It's pretty amazing.
Wow.
So, anyways, he'll be back tracking and finishing up those vocals, and then we'll get it mastered, and hopefully the release will be, in early. I don't see why it wouldn't be in January or February of 2013.
Cool, man. Cool. That's great news about Diego healing up, and even great news that he's coming to the States.
Oh yeah. It's trying to get Juan here still, but like I said, we get past some of the red tape, we'll get it worked out. And if we can't get past the red tape, sooner or later, I think people they can't ignore us forever. I mean, they can't. I don't think. So in the meantime, I figure, an easy solution is we will just tour South America if need be, and I'll just fly down there and we'll just play there until we can get up here.
Cool, man. Now, what would you say the differences are between the music scenes in the States and South America?
Well, I'm a little disappointed in the United States because there's so many kick-ass bands up here. I mean, they're fantastic. But it seems to me that the draw of the crowds, it's just not there unless it's unless you're it's an arena type thing. But in the club scene, to me, especially in the area I'm in, it just doesn't seem like you can pack a house here. Unless you're opening for a national act or so forth. And the bands that play up in the Seattle area, there's a handful up here. Well, there's more than a handful, but definitely belong in arenas. And you get 100, 200 people, sometimes 300 at a club show, and it's kind of a shame to me because they deserve more than that. And in Buenos Aires, it's completely different. The bands down there, for instance, Diego's other band and stuff. When those guys play, it's not. They play at clubs, but they pack them. But they play festivals, and I mean, you're talking anywhere from 1,000 and sometimes up to 8,000 people. Those guys are playing in front of on a regular basis, and you can go on YouTube and Google Argentina and look at some of the crowds and the crowd responses to rock bands and how they appreciate it, And I think Europe's the same way. They're really on fire for it. In the United States of America, the talent's here. I just think that the industry kind of ignores it, and they're focused on, once again, the most talented Justin Bieber, which he is.
Right.
And, more props to him and all that. But
the flavor of the month. Yeah,
well, that's not what I want to go see and what my friends want to go see. And it's like we're force-fed this stuff, and it's disappointing to me.
Right. Now, you guys you're not on a label right now, but are you looking for one?
Yeah. We've had honestly, we've had a few pretty big labels check us out, and with I think, and management companies as well. Very established ones that are larger. I think they're just waiting for our record to come out and see us perform somewhere and take it from there. I don't know, but we've had a few bites here and there. I'm really not at liberty to say the names of the labels, but I will say we've had our demo tape taken or presented to some pretty cool people. I can say that our demo tape just got off tour with Cinderella, and man, I hope I don't get killed for saying this, but and I know they like the band a lot. I know the Lynch Mob. I know they liked our band, and I know that these are things that I do know. I know that our demo went, to the Loverboy Journey tour bus, and
cool.
The name dropping, it goes on and on and on. From what I've been told, the feedback has been fantastic. But with that said, that doesn't get you a record deal, because you can know everybody in the business, but until you have a final product finished, ready to present, and somebody says, they really take you serious, and you get past all the red tape. From what I've learned so far, you just gotta wait,
Right. Well, now, brother, what advice would you have for bands just starting out?
Oh, it's one of my favorites. I heard this a few times in different interviews, and my answers always be the same, and it's just never give up and keep practicing your instrument, because that's the whole thing. If it's in your heart and you believe it, just go for it and keep on. If you think you're getting too old, you're not. There is no age on this. This is hard rock. Judas Priest, perfect example. Ronnie James Dio, till his last breath. There is no age on it. I just say keep on doing it and don't give up, and progress at your instrument and in your particular style that you favor and enjoy playing. Don't try to be something you're not either. Don't try to be somebody. For instance, if you're a drummer, don't try to be Neil Peart or Alex Van Halen. Try to be you, but take the influences off them and feed off of it.
Right. Now, where do you see yourselves in for 5 years now, man? What's the goal for Electronomicon?
Well, the sky's the limit is the goal. I know our intentions are to keep doing this, Diego, Juan, and myself, until we're done. What I mean by done, until death takes us, And if it just ends up being we put out album after album and we stay at this level, then so be it. Because the ultimate goal is to write good songs and put out a good album. And if it goes somewhere, awesome. If it doesn't, well, it's still awesome. You're doing what you want to do.
Right, right.
But I would like in 5 years, where I'd like to be is like where every other band in this interview would like to be, headlining the arenas around the world.
Yeah.
You know, any band says they don't want to do that. Well, either they're lying or they really don't want to do that.
And brother, just perfectly honest with you, man, I don't understand why you guys aren't there yet. You deserve it.
Thanks. You know, I mean, I'm not deaf either, and I'm not arrogant, but I know how Juan writes, and I know what Diego's voice sounds like, and I'm like, geez, man, how much red tape can there really be?
Right.
And come on, just throw us in a room for a week, you know, and let us get our chops down together and throw us on a tour, and you know, in a month. I mean, there you go. I mean, I don't know what else to say.
Right.
It bugs me too, man. I've been plugging away at this forever, and I was like, and I won't stop. I'm like, geez, man.
Now, where can the listeners find Electronomicon?
Well, my favorite place to send people is to our Reverb Nation site, and that's the www.reverbnation.com/Electronomicon, or just go to Electronomicon at Facebook. But anytime you type in our name, just the best way to do it is type in electro, then the underscore, then Nomicon. So that'll get you to all of our particular sites, if you will. But the Reverb Nation thing is, from what I've learned in the last couple of years, is the most popular place for the scouts to go, and for other bands and people to go to check you out. And contrary to popular belief, Facebook is not, I don't think, and from what I've been told and from what I've experienced, is not really the place to be for a band. And I say that from the feedback I've received from a few people, because Facebook is kind of more of a social thing, where Reverb Nation is about bands.
Right, right.
So it don't make sense. And for some reason, we do a lot better on Reverb Nation than we do on Facebook, anyways. Because Facebook is geared. Facebook is set up to where, they got it set up to where only a certain amount of people see a certain amount of things that you post, anyways. Whereas Reverb Nation is nothing like that.
Right, Reverb Nation's unlimited. Yeah,
exactly. You just got to learn. You just got to learn Reverb Nation and learn how to work it.
Right. I totally agree with you. I have the same. I have Facebook pages, Reverb Nation pages, and I agree with you 100% on that.
Well, thanks.
But the last song I want to play before I let you go is "Far Away," man. What can you tell us about that?
Very, very special song. Our first trip to Buenos Aires in 2000, I think it was 2011. The song idea came from that trip, and it was the first time I'd actually met the band, outside of the internet. Right. So, and obviously. It has more than one meaning. Diego, it's got a lot of in-depth meaning to Diego and his personal relationships, as well as with the band, and my relationship with Diego. And it's pretty much just about being apart, and our love as brothers for each other, and our dreams. And he took the passion, turned it into words, into music, and the song was born. And it was like, holy moly. Cool. So I love that song. It's my opinion. It's one of the great ballads, just undiscovered.
Right. Very cool. Well, Owen, I want to thank you, man, for calling in tonight. It's been a pleasure and an honor. Thank you.
Oh yeah, man. It's been awesome for me, and I'd like to thank you very, very much for having me. And playing our music, and for the last, I don't know how many years we've known each other through all this, but you've done amazing things for us, and I appreciate it very much. And I like to, there's some bands in Seattle I'd like for you to check out. Check out Mechanism, Agents of Chaos, Years of War, Custom, Stonebender. There's some really good bands, man. I think you'd like them.
Definitely. Thanks, brother. You want to take us into the last song, man?
Yeah, dedicated to Juan Jose Fornes and to Diego Valdez, and also to my other brother that plays in Helker, Leo Aristu. I love you guys, man, and here's Far Away.
Sometimes happens when the feelings are divided for the call. Love is stronger than the distance. It's a trial that must be done. Destiny, it's my heart and what I am. With you and I can face it all. It's a never-ending story. It's a bad that is in me. But you should know I will always come back. Through the distance I'll be there. 'Cause you are now forever part of me. And that is a bond that nothing can break. I'm far away, but my soul and your light keep us together. I'm far away, no matter how, because you are in my heart. I'm far away, from the light and the darkness, I'm looking for you. Far away, but the feelings will not fade away. Never easy, but we need hope. Live that all will be well. You have the symbol where you can't find me. It's the bone of our souls. 'Cause you are now forever part of me. And that is a bond that nothing can break. I'm far away, but my soul and your light keep us together. I'm far away, no matter how, because you are in my heart. I'm far away, from the light and the darkness, I'm looking for you. Far away, but the feelings will not fade away. Do not shed tears in the